This is the Wheatstone Broadcasting Corporation.
I'm Scott Fybush here at the Wheatstone booth talking with Aaron Reed, who is the Director of Technology, IT, and Engineering at Rhode Island Public Radio. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you. Welcome, Scott.
So public broadcasters get even more of an experience at NAB than the average bearer because you get to come early and go to the Public Radio Engineering Conference also.
That's right, we do.
And so you get to see some neat things and hear some presentations that not everybody gets to hear. And one of the big things, I guess, that's going on right now is this idea of integrating more than just audio content into what you're doing, if you can even call it a radio station anymore.
Right. There was a presentation at PREC by NPR and PRSS about MetaPub is what they're calling it. It's kind of the idea is a radio plus experience, you could call it. It's more than just audio. They're trying to have a lot more metadata associated with everything. They talked a lot about the Next Radio app. They talked a lot about providing more of a back channel so that it wasn't just a purely one-way communication. But it's a very far-reaching system. They're talking about more RDS. They're talking about images of album covers. They're talking about real-time updates. They had a demo of a real-time update of All Things Considered running at the time, where it would say newscast by what's Dwayne's last name? Dwayne Brown, that's right. Newscast by Dwayne Brown. Then that end they went into, here's Peter Overby on some sort of subject, or here's Nina Totenberg's Supreme Court decision.
And that's all getting pushed out through metadata and showing up on whatever screen.
Right, it's showing up on your radio via RDS, on your smartphone via Next Radio or some other app on station websites. It's a very wide-reaching concept, and it sounds like they're still fairly early in the process.
But you really have to think now as an engineer more than just, we're pushing audio out to people.
Oh, yes.
You're doing data, you're doing video.
Oh, my job is quite literally 50% IT, and at this point that is steadily creeping upward more and more. The radio side, generally speaking, is fairly mature, which is great. It's very stable. I know exactly what it can do and what it can't do, and it just works. But IT is growing. It's constantly new. It's constantly changing, and sometimes you don't know if it's going to work. But yeah, it's kind of a fun part of my job is that I get to do a lot of IT stuff too.
And yet at the same time, you're still dealing with managing RF and you're still keeping transmitters on the air.
This is true, although like I just said, it has gotten better. I mean, I'm about almost 40 years old. And just in the 15 or 20 years that I've been doing this, the change between how reliable and how small transmitters are. I mean, a 4 kilowatt transmitter used to be a full rack. Actually, a 2 kilowatt transmitter used to be a full rack and then some. Now they're 3 RU tall and a server link deep. Yeah, they're tiny. And you plug them in and they just go. They almost don't even need cooling anymore. They just go. And they're insanely efficient, and they run for years at a time without any real maintenance, and you don't have to worry about their frequency drifting or things going out of tolerance. I mean, I myself and I have a couple of contractors, we go down and just out of good engineering practice, we will go and check these things on a regular basis. But almost always we find that things are just fine.
Just checking in to make sure it's still alive.
Exactly.
All right. Aaron Reed from Rhode Island Public Radio.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you so much.